Hello everybody, and welcome to the 6th grade band and orchestra concert. The 6th grade band is the first group that you're going to hear from today. We've prepared 3 pieces of music for you. Before we get started, I know I'm the only one up here with a microphone, but this is certainly not a one-person job, so I want to say thank you to a bunch of people who are our support system and our music program here at Mill Pond. I'd like to start by thanking our Mill Pond administrators. I'd like to thank our principal, Mr. G, and our assistant principals, Mr. Slomsky and Mrs. Robertson, for their continued support of our band program. Thank you both. Thank you all so much. Can we give them a round of applause, please? I'd like to thank a few more administrators who help support our program here at Mill Pond. I would like to thank our superintendent, Mrs. Allison Borchers, assistant superintendent, Dr. Daniel Mayer, as well as our fine arts coordinator, Mr. Martin. Thank you very much. Can we give them a round of applause? Thank you. One more special thank you comes from me specifically. I have a colleague who works with me who helps co-teach the 5th and 6th grade band with me. Her name is Mrs. Forrest. She's actually hanging out in the percussion section. Can we all give a round of applause to Mrs. Forrest? Thank you. Mrs. Jaques, who is the 6th grade orchestra teacher, you'll hear from her in a little bit. Oh, we can give Mrs. Jaques a round of applause. Yeah, come on. She'll have some notes for you as well when it is the orchestra's turn to perform the concert. The band, like I said, has prepared 3 pieces for you. The first piece we have prepared for you is called Fanfare for a Celebration by Bruce Pearson. This piece we actually performed a little bit earlier in November at our Band-O-Rama concert, so this is actually their 2nd performance of this piece. But it's a lot of fun. A lot of the students really like it. So we will perform for you Fanfare for a Celebration. Thank you. Our second piece on our program today is called Anasazi. Anasazi is a Native American tribe that lives within the corner of those 4 intersecting states in the southwestern United States. The word Anasazi, the English translation of Anasazi, is the ancient ones. So as we prepared this piece for you, our goal is to play something that sounds very mysterious and very different from what you just heard. So our next piece is Anasazi. Thank you. We have one final piece for you today. Our last piece is called Centurion. And right before everyone came in, I asked the band, out of our 3 pieces, which one is your favorite? And overwhelmingly, this was the band's favorite piece. Some people like the first one, some people like the second one, but then most of the band really enjoyed playing this 3rd piece. So we'll play one more piece for you, and then we get to hear from the 6th grade orchestra. Thank you very much. At this point, we're going to have a little stage change. I'm going to have the band file off, and the orchestra, please wait for instruction from Mrs. Jaques. Once the orchestra is all set, we will begin with the second half of our concert. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your patience while we do that little set change. Can we give the band one more round of applause? Excellent job. This is the 6th grade orchestra. My name is Mrs. Jaques. Ms. Harney took care of most of the thank yous earlier, but I just had a couple more to mention. One is just thanking the rest of the elementary strings team who began most of these students way back in 3rd grade and directed them in 4th grade and 5th grade. Ms. Gerratt and Ms. Clemans, they are around here. So. And just a big thank you to the 6th grade teachers and staff and everyone who worked with 6th grade students. Thank you all so much for your support. So we also have 3 pieces for you. The first one is sort of a 6th grade orchestra tradition. We do this piece every year, and it is always a favorite. I don't think I can ever get rid of it from our program. It is called Dragon Hunter by Richard Meyer. So please enjoy Dragon Hunter. so much. Our second piece is a bit of a contrast to that. It's called Appalachian Hymn, written by Soon-He Newbold. This is a very beautiful flowing piece, and picture yourself not in the dead of winter maybe it's springtime or summer in the Appalachian Mountains looking at the beautiful flowers and all the trees and the wildlife. That's what this piece is supposed to make you think of. A couple interesting skills that you might not be able to tell from the audience standpoint, but I just want to mention them too because this is something new that the sixth graders have done this year. There's something called divisi, where your stand partner, that's the person you sit with and you share your music with, you're actually learning different parts. So even within the sections, there are separations of harmony going on. And that actually can be a little tricky to learn at first because you have to be a lot more independent to be playing something different than other people in your section. So that's something that you might not be able to tell from the audience, but I just want to see if you can hear how many layers of harmony actually happen as this piece continues on. So this is Appalachian Hymn by Soon-He Newbold. You have been an amazing audience, I have to say. Like, such good listeners, and really, we can feel your support from your applause, so thank you so much for being such a wonderful audience today. We have one final piece for you. You will probably recognize it. It's something that you hear a lot around this time of year, in movies and commercials, just on the radio. Maybe you're at the store and they're playing this song. This is a really, really popular song in the holiday season called Carol of the Bells. Before we play this piece, I have to give you a little audience tip. When you're watching an ensemble like this, and you've been doing great with this so far today, holding your applause until the instruments and the baton come down. In this piece in particular, because it's going to end pretty softly, and it actually features two short solos by Nora Lai in the violin section and Cole Venezia over on bass. So we want to be able to hear those solos and hear the whole piece when it really is finished. So just hold your applause till you see us actually go back to instruments down. Thank you so much. This is Carol of the Bells.
You may have noticed that there's two people who were giving out the thank yous that deserve a lot of appreciation. How about for Miss Harney and Mrs. Jaques? A great round of applause. That was a hearty round of applause, I would say. I love how live, I don't know about the rest of you, but I love how live music kind of takes me out of all the rest I've got going on today and makes me so much in the present. So I really appreciate all your music today. I hope everybody did. I have one other thing to say, and that is a coming attraction. Next Friday, not music related, next Friday we will be in this same auditorium for a 6th grade Gaga Ball tournament. So I will see you all there. So didn't want to overshadow a great concert, but while you're all here, I wanted to announce that. Thank you again, all the performers. We are ready to head on to the rest of our day. When your teacher lets you know it's your turn, it's your turn.